We're just preparing the live stream. Technically, it's coming along. Hopefully that means we'll be live in a moment and I'll get us started.
Can you see the live stream? So any questions come?
No, I won't keep an eye on that. But we can go back to the questions after. So we are actually now live. Welcome this Thursday evening. My name is Katrin Häuser. I'm the director of Little Yoga Space. You probably have seen me a few times here now. And I am here with Fiona today, who also some of you will know from her work in our therapy space over the past few years. For another free webinar. Fiona, hello and welcome.
Hi.
And thank you for your time. Quick introduction for those of you who don't know Fiona. Fiona is a facilitator for change. And that means that she works as an intuitive and energetic coach mostly. She's also an international speaker and author with a psychology background, and she also used to work in the NHS in the UK and in social services. And some of you might know Fiona because you received a delicious craniosacral session from her, or a massage, a clinical massage, helping with your pains and aches in your body. Those who might have met her here in Lisbon. And I know some of you watching are obviously joining us from different places in the world, which is the wonder of all of this online work. So I'm going to hand over to Fiona. I will stay here as the host for any questions, technical things. If there is anything going on, those of you on Zoom, feel free to just post that in the chat. And those of you who may be catching this on Facebook, feel free to comment on there and we will get back to you on those later on. We'll keep an eye on anything that's been said there. So I'm going to shut up now and hand over to Fiona.
Hi everyone. Good to see you this evening. And I just like the people to know that are watching the recording that everything we do, there's an energetic transmission going through it, which means that you'll be able to take the energy and run with it even in the recording. So I've been really looking forward to this workshop, and I'm going to give you an amazing exercise of being in your body and allowing emotions to pass through your body, up through your body and through your heart so they can be released. Now, we're going to get into the exercise, and it's a very valuable exercise and it changes everything for you. But I actually want to just say something quite personal. And the reason why I'm saying this is, one, because my voice keeps changing. But the other reason is because I know that a lot of the people that follow me are highly sensitive people, just like I am, and you'll be picking up on something. And the people that know me socially will be picking up on something. And I'm going to share with you this little bit of a personal story, not only because of that reason, but because it's like the message of everything I do, and it's the message of the online course that I hope you give me permission to share with you at the end of this hour. So the message is that no matter what is happening around you, no matter what circumstances you think you might be in, that happiness is within you. Happiness is not found in the circumstances that you think you're in, or surroundings that you think you're in, or what's happening in your life. Happiness is actually inside of you, and therefore it's available all of the time. So last night, I live on land. I live in a caravan at the moment. I'm building my own house. I live with people. I don't own the land, they do. And the lady that owns the land had an electric fire in her house last night, and everything she owns went up in smoke. So her house, her home, and a music studio. And my home was next, the way the wind was blowing. So yeah, I'm a little traumatized right now, and there's there's a lot of energy moving through my system. And it's also true that, look at my face, this is not put on. Kat knows me very well. Happiness is always inside of you. It is you. It's who you really are. Happiness is an isness, like love is an isness. And what is an isness? An isness means something that is always present, and it's always present because it is the truth of who you are. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because this has got to be the most potent and personal example I've had of it in my life. And it's happening right now. And here I am right now, choosing to have clients all day, choosing to have a webinar. And feedback I got so far is that it's all good. So, this is the point. And I just want to share this with you. So I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I just want you to know that this is what's happening, and this is the message of what I'm sharing with you. So to do this exercise, it's to release emotions, and it might be emotions that you think you're feeling in the moment. Um, the emotions are energy in motion. So what that actually means, because a lot of people don't know what that means, they think it's this new agey thing. It's not. It's a pure science. So emotions are chemical reactions in the body to what you're thinking. So you have a thought, a good thought or a bad thought, you know, and then your body reacts to that thinking, and it conjures up an emotion. Now, emotions are always about the past or the future, because your thinking is only ever about the past or the future. So emotions are the body's reactions to something that is happening chemically in the body to what the mind is thinking. Whereas a feeling is something that is in the present moment, whether it be joy, that the feeling of happiness, grief, loss, whatever it is, it's a physiological response to what's going on. And as far as I know, feelings aren't chemical. Feelings are the cell's response to what's going on. They communicate things via chemicals because of the feeling, but it's not like there's a stillness to it. There's a presence to it, and that's what happiness is, and that's why it's always there, because there's a stillness to it. There's a presence to it. Now, sometimes happiness is like, yeah, get my groove on, man, and sometimes it's a quiet, deep peacefulness within you. So I'm just giving you, maybe it might seem like a lot, but this is what I want to talk about more and going more in depth with you on in the online course that I'm going to offer you, hopefully with your permission at the end of this session. So the reason it's important to today's exercise is that we're going to get into it in a minute. I'm going to bring you through the steps of it. But because you might be new to this work, or even if you've worked with me before, choose something that's bothering you, an emotion that's bothering you, say 5 or 6 out of 10. So don't go for that stark massive emotion that's been bothering you your whole entire life. Wait until you've got um trust in this exercise. Wait until you've got some experience of it. So it is a very powerful exercise. So it's most, if you want to read up about it, the person that writes the most about it, but unfortunately he doesn't really tell you how to do it, even though he writes the most about it, is a man called Michael Singer, in his book The Untethered Soul, which is an amazing book and I highly recommend it. So he talks about why the heart is intelligent, and why the heart holds every single emotion you've ever had in your whole entire life. And there's an evolutionary advantage to that, which I won't get into. You just need to trust me that is an isness, that's just a truth. But what's really good is that you can clear that you allow space. Now, emotions clear through your presence. If you're present with them and you're not telling yourself a story, the emotion's going to clear. And that's what I was teaching for years. I wrote a book about it. I've taught exercises around it. Now that's cool and that does work. And where this exercise brings that a step further is that when you truly release it from the heart, it's no longer there. It's not only the emotional power has gone out of the emotion, which I hope you understood what I just meant by that, because it sounds a bit of a mouthful, but the actual emotion has been released itself. It's actually gone. So the energy that that emotion was creating and moving around the body is gone. Now emotions get triggered, and triggered basically means we act in the present moment in a way that's not appropriate. Why? Because the energy of that emotion, whether it be sadness or happiness, triggers other memories in the heart of that emotion, and they all build up together. And so, therefore, our response is not appropriate to the situation. It's kind of too out there, too big for the moment. And sometimes, that happens out there, and sometimes it happens in here. So you look completely blank, but in here, there's a turmoil of stuff going along, and you lose your balance and you feel all over the place. So the number one step to this exercise, so I'm going to tell you the steps and then I'm going to guide you all through it. So the number one step to this exercise is to get in your body. Like if you've worked with me before, if you've done the grounding exercise with me, you can download it free on my website. That's great. But for the simplicity, I'm going to take you through a very quick way to get into your body. So that's step one. So before you do the exercise, just bring up that emotion, 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10 that's bothering you. And if you don't know that you have an emotion, just bring up a situation that's agitating you, 5 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. So that's like step one really before you start the exercise. And then step two, I guess, is to get in your body, and I'm going to guide you through that. And then you just be with the emotion. You feel it. You probably have thinking about it, but don't pay attention to that thinking. So people say, I'm not to pay attention to my thinking. Oh, I'm not going to pay attention to my thinking. That's paying attention to the thinking. But not paying attention to the thinking is like having a dog or a child. Fiona, 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 and it's just there. It's just happening. It's okay. In a moment they'll be bored, or in a moment you'll pay them attention, or in a moment they're release. So that's what it means by don't pay your attention thinking. You just let it be. You just let it be, because then it will work its way out. And you just stay physically with how it physically feels in your body for this emotion. And then step 3 or 4, the next step is that you allow the emotion to literally, for a lot of people, emotions rise up their body. So whether it rises up or whether experience of that is different, it's okay. But you literally allow the emotion, I mean literally by physically allow the emotion to enter your heart. And then you just be in your heart with that emotion or the irritation or whatever's going on for you. And this, because often it feels like this, it feels like that phonetic, kind of not centered energy. So you allow that to be in your heart and you just be with it. Now, often people find just being with things the hardest thing ever, because we're such, the Western society in general, we're so used to doing, doing, doing. But if you just learn to just be with what is in the moment, to be with your heart, feel it, and it literally might be heartbreaking. Tears might come, screaming might come, you know, hysterical laughter might come, peace might come. It's going to be the way it is in any moment, and it's going to be different. So wherever that is, just be in your heart with it, and just give it the attention it deserves. But it's not a gripping attention. It's just a being with how you'd hold a newborn baby in your arms. You just be with it, and then let there be a release, and you'll know it because it'll be gone. And then you might feel tired, or you might feel energized. You might feel however you feel, and you might even feel sad still. But you'll notice the difference. The difference is you'll be in the moment with that, rather than it being an energy, chemical energy moving through your body. So there'll be a difference. And that's, you're not waiting for something, you're being with something until something else happens. But there's a difference. When you're waiting, the mind's involved and you're tracking and you're telling yourself a story. But just being with something is a beautiful way. So we're going to get in the body and we're just going to be with our body. But before you do that, please just bring to mind, I'm going to give you half a minute to think about it. You probably already have it already. So an emotion that's bothering you, 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, or something that's irritating you at the moment. Normally I would do this exercise with you, but because of what's happening today, I'm not going to be doing this exercise with you, but I will be holding the energy of the exercise and supporting you through it. So once, like I said before, even if you're doing this on a recording, my energy is going to be there. And if you don't believe in that, that's great too. You don't have to believe in that. Just do the exercise and see what happens. Okay. So I would advise, if you feel safe, if you feel okay, I'd advise you to close your eyes. And then just bring your attention into your feet. Just feel your feet completely. However they are, it's okay. Just feel them. If that's difficult for you, imagine yourself feeling your feet on the floor, in your shoes, your socks, your slippers, wherever you may be at the moment. And then allow your attention to remain in your feet and feel your legs. You're feeling your feet and your legs, and feel your pelvis, and feel your torso, front, back, the space in the middle, your shoulders, your chest, your heart, all your organs, your arms and your hands, your neck, your throat, the whole of your head, the face, mouth, nose, ears, eyes, and space in between your head. And now just feel the space of you, space of your body, all at once, inside and outside. And just be with that. And now bring to mind whatever it was that you thought of, the emotion, the irritating situation, and you'll instantly feel it, you'll instantly experience it, because that's the way the body works. And just allow that, have the intention for this emotion that you're feeling in your body right now come into your heart, to be felt, to be experienced in your heart. And don't worry, whatever's happening is meant to be happening. You're safe, you're okay. It's very intense, then just open your eyes. But trust yourself to be with it, be with the intensity of it. Now, for a lot of people, they find it difficult to allow the emotion to go into their heart, because most of us, we have emotions because we're identifying with a story, we're identifying with thoughts about ourselves, who we believe ourselves to be in relationship to the world and other people, and even in relationship to ourselves. And this is in the third chakra, the place just below your chest bone. Solar plexus, it's scientifically called in anatomy. So your chakras are wheels of vortex energy. So just imagine that energy is opening. Just imagine there's like a drawbridge on your solar plexus to your heart, and you're just opening the drawbridge to allow the emotion to rise through, to go into your heart and to be felt there. And just be with that. And whatever is happening is okay. Just trust. Thoughts will come, thoughts will go. That's what they do. Just be with physically how it is in your heart. Now, this is likely to take a while, especially if this is the first time that you've ever done this. So I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes for the people that are actually on the workshop live. And maybe if you're in the recording, maybe you want to pause it right now and then come back when you feel that it's done. So just remember to open that bridge and allow the emotion to be felt in the heart, to be in your heart. The energy, the emotion to be in your heart. So there's no rush, but the people that are live, if it's done, if you open your eyes and come back into the room. So I don't know if anybody that is live wants to say anything about what their experience was or not. That's okay. So if you would like to say something about your experience, please put your hand up so the amazing cat can unmute you and do what she needs to do. Okay.
So Drew, you actually need to unmute yourself. I don't have the power.
Hi, Drew.
Hi. Yeah, I always like the grounding part. Anyways, it really gets me. And the studio is a really good place to do it as well because it's soundproofed and everything. Yeah, the I'm a bit like mixed up at the moment because I'm tired. I was been at work last night and stuff, so I had a
Sure.
tiring night. So it's like everything seems to be a bit dreamlike, if you understand, when I was
Yeah.
doing that, and sensing this, feeling it. I was feeling it, but it was like wasn't. I'm not quite sure whether I was doing it right. If you understand, it's because of my tiredness as well. So I think it was a bit.
No, I watched you a little bit, Drew, energetically, and yeah, you released a good bit of it, and then you took a bit of it down again.
Yes.
And that's why I said, remember to release the jaw bridge. And then he was like, oh yeah, boom.
Yeah.
And then you felt it, and then I knew I'd have your permission, so I hope that's okay. And then I looked again, and I was like, oh, it's gone, good job. so yeah, that was cool. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, being tired can often exaggerate people's emotions. That good old saying, why don't you sleep on it? There's more to that than just being an old wife's tale. It's so you digest things and you can look at them fresh from not the tired perspective. So
cool.
Something that really resonated with me was how you were talking about, how those emotions only really ever relate to something in the past or the future, and thinking of this event that triggered a particular emotion relatively recently, but that was irritating. Along those lines, it wasn't anything major, but irritating enough, being slightly triggered. But just bringing that back was just like, okay, but it's in the past. So it just made that so clear. So, which is helpful, because obviously it means like, why on earth would I want to be holding on to it? It's not serving any purpose at all whatsoever anymore. It was in the past. And, and yet we are somehow conditioned to keep latching onto those things and just spiral that out into some kind of crazy story that is just not
sure. But they're physically in your heart. It's a scientific fact that everything you've ever felt, experienced, is in your heart. Is in the cells in your whole body, but the emotional impact is in the heart, in something that I call the emotional heart. So to free something from the emotional heart is just, it's very liberating on many levels. So did you feel it free from your heart? Did you feel it in your heart, Kat, and then it free?
It was almost more like, why are you being so silly and holding on to that? Because it's just not real. It's gone. It's finished. Like, please just stop fretting over it. That last little residue, that last little hook that was still having on me and pulling on me, and and just bringing it into the heart was just like, why why are you holding on to this? It's stupid. It's happened. It's finished. It's done. It's not real. It's not the truth. It's just this thing that kind of came and it needs to pass. And so it just made it so, it made it almost rational in a funny kind of way. I know it's all about the heart, but that is what it kind of brought up, and it was like, okay, it's just, okay, it's really done now. Like, move on.
Well, that's good. That's great. And I'd still advise you to really feel it in the heart. And maybe after the workshop, you can just check in and see if some of it's still there. And if it is, then just feel it without the thought process. But the thought process is great because that is the truth. And it is the way, everything changes. So do I have people's permission to talk about the bigger course? Is that okay?
Yeah, please go ahead and then tell us about it.
So I'm actually going to share my screen. I should be able to do that, shouldn't I, Kat? Yeah, she's the technical master. I'm not. I have no idea what it's. Okay, that's not what should be happening. I'm not going to share that. Sorry, people. Obviously, don't seem to be very technically minded today. So let me see what happens now. Yay! This is it. So, okay, share. Okay, people. So, can you see that? Is that? Oh, damn. Sorry. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay.
Your screen, but it's a little bit frozen. So right now it's a slightly distorted web page.
Oh, right. Okay. So maybe I should stop screen sharing then and just tell you what it says.
What I can do is I can also share because I have the website open.
My website, Real Energy for All, or
Well,
Yoga
like
Space, or either
yoga space
one.
version
Yeah.
of it. So
Okay. Cool. Yeah. If you just scroll up to where the 4 keys are, so it's unlock your happiness, 4 keys to thriving, and so it's an 8-week course. And what I'm going to do is the first week I'll introduce one of the concepts, one of the exercises, and the second week we will have a discussion and we go into them a bit more and do some more energy work, but within the group. So this is not one-to-one therapy or one-to-one coaching. This is energy work as a group that will benefit everyone. And so, like alternative weeks, I'll be introducing a concept, and that when I introduce a concept, that will be recorded. But when we do more of the energy work together on the second alternative weeks, then that won't be recorded, that won't be shared with everyone. It'll be recorded for the people taking the course, but it won't be made available to the wider audience. So releasing emotions through the heart, the exercise we briefly done, and in this workshop we're gonna go into it more, and I'm gonna be reading your energies and helping you individually through it and in through it as a group, and you're really going to get a deeper sense of what that is. And because I work very much through my intuition, they don't necessarily go in this order. This is the order that I've written them in the moment. So, and then the next key is working with your energy, because we are all consciousness, we're all oneness, but the way we manifest our lives, the way we bring our lives forward is energetically, through energy. And energy, as I said, emotions are energy, that they get stuck. So how do we work with our energy? How do we know what it is? How do we release it? How, what is energy? How do we feel it? How do we interpret it? What does that make in our life? So, if you're highly sensitive, understanding this key will be, it will just change your life for you, because you will understand why you're so highly sensitive and what you're picking up on. Or if you're the type of person that walks into a room and you instantly know that the vibe, the atmosphere of the room, you're reading energy. If you're a highly sensitive person, you walk into a room and you know what everyone's feeling. But you probably take that on and then think you feel it yourself, but you don't. It's actually someone else's. So that'll be fantastic, that key. And then the third key, intuition. So what is intuition? How do you access it in your life? How do you use it? And it's a major key. Oops. So sorry about this. Just need to sort this out. It's a major key to unlocking your happiness and thriving. Why? Because sorry, I need to do this. Sorry about that. Oops. Okay, we're having a storm here, so you can still see me, right? So that's obviously not going to work. Oh, okay. So this is great. So why is intuition a major key to unlocking your happiness and thriving? Because now a lot of world's famous business people, Alan Sugar, he's the only person I can think of right now, and Branson and all those people, they no longer make decisions based on facts and figures, and they haven't done, and this has been a secret to their success. They make decisions because it feels right, because their heart tells them so. Their heart tells them this is the best way to go. And these people are multi-billionaires. So your intuition just knows where to go. It brings you unlimited abundance because it gives you access to who you really are on many deeper levels, and access to information that your mind would never ever know. So the last one, and not the least important one, is how does the mind really work? Now, I've already given you a taste of that by telling you that no matter what is happening in your circumstances, happiness is always inside of you. Another way of saying that is your consciousness. You're the one that's aware of everything. So as Kat explained in her explanation of the exercise, like, why would you want to hold on to something if it's in the past? Or why would you want to be feeling something now that's causing you anxiety when it's in the future? It hasn't even happened. It's just a story you're telling yourself. So we go into that. We go into the reality that your thoughts are just made up by you. So by going into the reality of that, and you understanding what your thoughts are just made up, then you instantly find life a lot more fun, and you're open, your heart's more open, and your connections get deeper, not just for yourself, but with everyone, with your friends, your family, your spouse, your children, because you're more available, you're more present in present time, and life just feels and looks a lot different. So these 4 keys are really the key to unlocking your happiness. There's 4 different ways, and I know this works because I've been a therapist now for over 23 years, I think it is, and I've saw thousands of people, and these are the major things that I bring them through. So if you sign up now before May the 20th, is that right, Kat? Just nod your head if that's right.
So
Yeah.
the course starts on the 20th.
Okay.
The early bird ends on the 12th, which
On the 12th,
is
thank you.
in the middle of next week. I think it's Wednesday. So yeah, you want to be joining before then for sure.
Yeah, because it's only £279 rather than it'll be 400 afterwards. So it's 8 weeks, and 4 of those weeks I'll be introducing a key, and then the follow-up week we'll be going into it more in depth. So you would have practiced, you would have had PDFs of the exercise, maybe even an audio, plus the recording of me introducing the key, and then you'll be able to go practice, ask me questions, we discuss it, we do it again as a group, and it'll be really valuable. And this is, a quarter of the cost of having me one-to-one coaching with me for 6 sessions. So it's really great value for money, and I'm going to love teaching it. I've put this together. These really are the 4 keys to happiness and thriving. So yeah, as you can see, I'm really excited about it. So my voice is probably sped up because it's like, yay! So.
I love speaking to all of my guests here because they're just always so excited about their work, and that is really, what I really appreciate about these conversations I'm hosting here. I just thought maybe we can talk a little bit about, because really what resonated with me the most also about today's webinar is just the how relevant and pertinent it is right now. It's something that I'm observing in myself, as well as I'm observing really in so many people around us, that there's so much change. We have to adapt and adjust all the time. We're being neurologically challenged, never mind emotionally and and everything else, and energetically. Practically we are being challenged, but things are just moving, changing. We seem to think that we don't really know what the future holds, even though we didn't really know that before either, but it's sort of like come up to the surface how long anything can last. And we're just all being challenged in some kind of way, and we might be feeling stuck and a bit sort of like lost our kind of just this sort of vision. There's like ability to make some clear decisions, or to say yes or no to something. It's all a bit fuzzy at the moment and just a bit stuck. That's what I'm observing very generally.
Absolutely. And no, absolutely. So life is unknown. That's that's a spiritual actual fact, and yet we all love to know. we all love to make plans, and what's that saying? Life happens when you're busy making plans. So I'm not making light of it. Sorry, people. It's just, when something's just happened, like what's just happened here, it, when you have a major trauma, it puts you right back into the unknown. It puts you right back into the knowing what's important, and what's important is yourself and what you love, and your health. And now, when you're in fear, and that's what this constant change is creating, it's creating a massive amount of fear, and that's understandable. That's anxiety. But if you know how to center yourself, if you know how to be with yourself, if you know how to release emotions, if you know what your energy is, if you know what's happening in your thoughts and your mind to create that, then you can just let all that go. And if you're guided by intuition rather than the intellect, intuition doesn't work on a linear time frame. This step, that step, that step, that step. I used an example this morning in a coaching session. Conception is instant. You can conceive a baby or you don't. It's instant. There's no process. It's just instant. Now, you are creative beings. You are creating your reality every moment of every day, and it's instant. It might look like there's a process, but the baby's in the womb for 10 months, 40 weeks before you get to see him or her. So you have no idea what it looks like. You don't know what steps to make. Life is the same. You're in the moment. Conception happens through intuition, through an inspirational idea, through recording your grandchild, talking into your microphone and putting music to it. That's pure creation in the moment, and that's so much joy and so much love. And then that leads, it has a miraculous path all by itself, and it seems to lead to greater, bigger things. They all happen in the moment. It's string theory. So if we learn just to be present, if we learn to be with our own intuition, our own emotions, and our own energy, and work with that, then we don't get so anxious and we don't get so worked up in circumstances, because we know our power within. And that's the key to unlocking happiness. You know your own power within, and you trust the conception of your reality, that you're a creative being.
Yeah. Thank you for talking to that a little bit more. I was having a conversation earlier, like, I think this it's only a very, very thin, fine line, and it always has been, to that kind of place where we are stuck, to where it seems really dark, to that place where we actually really aware of the fear and the where we literally can't see what's in front of us and make those decisions. But it's kind of about how anchored we are in our resilience and in our agency, and and how healthy we are in the way that we are navigating that current of life, that we don't feel too easily drawn to that very thin line that is just that thin. But I'm feeling like right now, all of this change, all of that this last year has brought up in people, that anchor is being quite challenged. We're just sort of being swept about quite a bit, and and I feel like myself, I'm quite an anchored person, actually, and yet I can see really very clearly beyond that very thin line already, and I can't literally even, nobody can really imagine what is it like if you weren't that anchored in the first place. It's just like one big whirlwind at the moment. So it's just like this course, to me, feels like it's offering such great tools to sort of steady you to walk through life, like a sort of something that's holding your hand to life support, literally, so that you can be more in flow with all of those currents. I don't know.
Yeah, but and beyond that, if you really get it, you know that you're the creator of your own universe, and you can be conceptualizing ideas all of the time and putting them into the reality manifestation of the world, and that that's the born truth, and come on the course and find that out yourself, you know. So you'll find the information about the course. It's all over my web page, Facebook page, Fiona McGuire, but it's also real energy, the number 4all.com. Is it / or / unlock your happiness? So an easier way of doing it is to go to realenergyforall.com, go to trainings, and just click on the button unlock your happiness, and all that information is there for you. So thank you for everyone that joined us live, and even for the quiet people that stayed in the background hidden. And if you want to get in touch with me, please do. If you want to get in touch with Kat, please do. And any information you'd like, if you want more information about the course, then please just email us.
Yeah.
So yeah, my email is fiona@realenergyforall.com.
So obviously, those of you who know us and have joined us through Little Yoga Space, you'll find all of that information on the Little Yoga Space website as well. So you might find that easier. So, I mean, literally, you can't miss it. And even though Fiona is in a caravan at the moment, that literally with all of the lights, the play of light looks like you're moving and being blown away. I hope you're all good.
This has never happened before, ever. But yeah, today has been an exceptional day, and this won't happen on the workshop. But even if it did, you can still see me. You know, I'm balancing my computer on the. It's all good. Life goes on.
Life goes on, and you know we're all loving and embracing the technology by now, for sure. But what I was going to say is that obviously Fiona is also available for one-to-one sessions. And so although obviously you can benefit greatly from joining this group course, there's also information about her one-to-one coaching work on our website. So check it out, and all her contact details are there as well. So and if you are watching on replay and you want to comment and ask any questions, then feel free to just leave a comment below the video on our Facebook page, and we'll see it, and I'll make sure that Fiona gets to see it, and she will.
Great, thanks.
I don't know if anyone here on the live call has got any questions right now. Feel free to, or any comments, anything you want to say, feel free to unmute yourself or use the chat.
I just want to say thank you, Fiona.
My pleasure, Drew. Thank you.
Yeah, because as you know, I've worked with you before, you know, and I can vouch for your credibility and what you can do for somebody. Because I did say to you before you started working with me, I was what did I say? I was again. I was
a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and you cracked it. And I'm better for it as well. Definitely. Definitely better for it as well.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
You know. And we become buddies because Drew's an amazing voiceover artist, and I just love looking at his creativity and listening to it and seeing it. And yeah, you know, like Kat and I are cut from the same cloth. There you go, there's an English saying for you. In terms that we really want our clients to grow. We do this work because we love it. It comes from our heart. It's who we are. It's our own journey that we're sharing with you. And that is the truth, you know. So you can probably see tears in my eyes right now, because that is the truth. That's who we are, and we do this because we love it. And if you got the beginning of this webinar, you'll see that it's a crazy day, and yet here I am because this is what's important to me. So okay,
thank you so much for showing up after a really big challenge, and I hope that your friends that are in the land will be okay, and that they will obviously also overcome this really challenging experience, and that things will continue to go well down there in that beautiful part of the country for you. Thank you so much for your time and your generous sharing here today. And thank you everybody else for joining and for watching. And we look forward to seeing you all in person or online on the mat or in front of a computer screen, or I don't know. The studio is open again, so for anyone who just actually see us in person, we have classes going on every day. So come and say hello, and see us. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
All right. Lots of love. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.